my channel, LifeCat. And finally, I got the time to explain you what is I've been building for the past 20 years, which gonna be interesting to, I believe, drumming community and DJ community as well, and all people who are interested in music, how music can be made, and all new possibilities we have right now. So in this video, I will be explaining you step by step, not everything, but at least to get started, what is Sun Drum Torus concept. As you know, torus is everything around us and inside of us. Inside of us is DNA, and then torus is the heart. Torus is our eyeballs. Everything spherical and symmetrical is actually torus. Also, human beings as well as animals, they have energy fields in form of torus around them, which are invisible. And everything else in the universe built as a torus. Earth is torus. Universe is torus, full of toruses. Humans are torus, full of toruses. I'm talking about joints, I'm talking about heart and head and brain, right, left brain. So that's nature giving us three-dimensional energy field and also physical field to work with. So I decided to formulate my new concept drum set, which combines music instrument as drum set it is. It's multi-dimensional. It's not just three-dimensional. I believe it's 5 and more dimensional. And one of them that behind the drum set, which we build ourselves during whatever experience we have, symmetrical or asymmetrical. We have symmetrical drums and cymbals, which look like part of the torus. They're round. I don't see anyone playing around square or triangular drums or cymbals, even though there is some kind of gimmicks happen. And now some genius man from New Orleans, according to Stuart Copeland video, put together drum pedal to bass drum in last century, and boom, drum set was born. Drum set is collection of instruments which can be played by hands and also feet. So what this person did, he brought in another dimensional to performance arts, to rhythmical art. And in sitting position, drummers were able and start playing sounds and grooves and rhythms and textures and melodies with their hands and their feet as like. So now 100 years later, there is new dimensions, new energies being discovered, and we follow them. For example, it's computer music, electronic music, which have symmetrical time. It's not negotiable. You don't listen to the drummer. We drummers have to learn to listen to that and make it feel natural to ourselves and listeners. So we pretty much a new spin of music era as well as era of humankind. Music becomes more interesting, more sophisticated, more precise, more fulfilling, if you play it right, and you also learn how to maintain yourself in balance with nature, your own desires, and also just simply cool sounds you like to choose from internet. So practically Sun Drum Torus is a hybrid drum set which have symmetrical build exactly how DJ mixers and PlayStation is built. It have center, it have right and left. Center is a mixing area where sounds from right and left decks, it can be CD decks or it can be turntables, they mixed into the center. So we have some kind of cool piece of music, rhythmical piece of music everybody likes and everybody knows in the deck A on the left, and we have something else in the deck B. And DJ mixes it with faders and all kinds of knobs, and he starts and stops different mixes from right and left deck. So he actually creates very interesting event, his own event mixed from two different sources. And one important thing is it have to be quantized in time, otherwise it's gonna sound horrible and rhythm will be off. And you know, DJ's job, he have to keep people dancing as well as originally drummer did. Tribal drummers from Africa, from all over the world, that was their job. And now DJs, as well as drummers, deliver great sounds and great beats for the past 2 centuries, being recorded on audio and video, and we have huge library of it on YouTube. So I decided, what if, and you know that DJs are playing a lot, and also they making much money, and more DJs making living than drummers. Drummers is become kind of like a hobby players, weekend warriors, and not many people really know why it's happening. However, people who are in business, like I am for the past 30 years, I'm producer and composer and DJ, and also drummer and inventor of new music instruments. I am perceiving new level of DJing, which is, I call it 5-dimensional DJing. What it is, more and more often I see musicians who learning to DJ and play really cool beats and music themselves, which is not that hard to do. You can learn it within a couple hours, like deadmau5 said. And on top of this music, they play their live instruments. Violins, saxophones, guitars, vocals, and of course some, and I mentioned it, some drums, particularly hand drums and electronic drum pads like this I have. This is ancient drum cat, original drum pads of first generation, which were created by Mr. Katowski in, I believe, in the middle of 70s or 80s. And they became first tools where music of 80s was programmed with these particular units. They're very sensitive and very useful. And they still work, they're still around, you still can purchase them. So, but the sad thing happened. All these drum machines and controllers put out live drummers literally out of their jobs in studios first, starting in 70s and 80s. And then slowly, and I mean it slowly, moved on to the stages, and right now pretty much I would say 80% of music being played on stages is played by DJs on huge festivals, small events, etc. And that's a business model right now. We just have to deal with it. And I'm not saying it's bad or good, it's just the way it is. The same way like big bands used to be talk of the town and format before war, when war struck, Second World War struck, people were out of funds, and after war, people could not afford to pay for big band. And guess what? Electric guitar, drummer, and bass player became trio. And it started bringing crowds and crowds of people because it became amplified, and also only 3 people or 4 involved in performance, which promoters loved, and somehow people learned to love it as well. Chuck Berry paved the way after jazz lost its danceability after 40s, somewhere in the middle of 50s. And he just played simple 8-note da 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 da, so people can dance to it, and it's only 3 people were involved in playing. And that's Woodstock sealed the deal in 60s, and started evolving into a new genre called rock and roll. Then, sure enough, rock and roll became heavier. Led Zeppelin came to the page, and then Black Sabbath, and music became louder and at the same time more aggressive and less danceable, less pleasing to the ear, but more having more raw power, which I like too. However, well, guess what? Heavy metal, thrash metal, heavy rock start losing danceability again. And guess what happened? We got music of 80s, and in the middle of 90s, slowly, dance culture from warehouses full of people playing to DJ, dancing to DJ music, playing danceable music again, secretly, while all rock and roll scene was busy playing depressing grunge. That particular 10 years were crucial for DJ culture and music culture. It evolved into business model again. And since beginning of 2000s, and especially now, it became dominating music, and at the same time it becomes repeatable and not very interesting because it misses one thing: improvisation and interaction of music being played per minute. It missing some kind of human element. So that's why slowly but surely we receiving a natural blend of live musicianship and DJ music, which preserves a really cool, huge kick drum sound, which is a blessing, I believe. Consistent rhythm. And also, it brings live elements of all kinds of music from our past, present, and makes future music right now. So music became much more interactive. So I decided to rebuild my drum set, which is, I had many versions of it, and my track record playing drums and producing music and playing live and in studio is about good 35 years, close to 40. Now I consciously realized what I have been built, and I call it Torus. Why I call it Torus? Because it is symmetrical. Hey there, somebody watching. Please comment if you like. What it means, Torus, it's pretty much replica, it's symmetrical replica. It have two drum sets in one. Right-handed drum set, as you know, and left-handed drum set, which is, that's how drum sets are divided, with hi-hat on the left or right. Guess what? I called my drum set Torus. It's the same time a drum set which is can be played by right-handed people or left-handed people. Original name of it was Unified Grand Drum Set, like grand piano. It doesn't matter if you are right-handed or left-handed. You just have to learn how to play piano correctly, right? So here's the example. This keyboard, right-handed or left-handed. It's a matrix which is symmetrical. And this matrix is also symmetrical. I have bass drum in the center with special pedals, snare drum, main snare drum in the center, and I have not one, not two, not three, I have 10 hi-hats system in the center from right to left. And also I have a row of additional 5 snare drums and 2 floor toms and 2 tom-toms on each side, and also 4 ride cymbals, 2 chinas, 2 crashes, and cymbals can be added, and also percussion on top, which gives me right to say I have created new type of DJ mixer, because on the right side and left side I can play different parts and mix them, and they all sound in stereo, and bass drum being triggered with microphones right in the middle. So this is DJ mixer of new generation. And guess what you have to do on this one? You have naturally ability to learn how to beat match exactly to the transient with beat outside. What I mean, I'm talking about loops, I'm talking about pre-recorded music, even DJ sets. So now DJs who at some point took the best loops, very short snippets of beat, spin them and put cool music on top of them, I take this DJ work and I put my own drum beats on top of that and I match them, which create new format of music, and also it's lots of fun to do, because why? Yes, I have full body experience when I'm doing that. What it means? I mix not standing up, but sitting down on a chair, and I'm moving my legs in 4-way coordination according to certain patterns, and I have to exactly beat match kick drum, which is super difficult to do, but it's possible with good design and good training. So Sun Drum Torus is practically first musical instrument which combines acoustic drums and cymbals and percussion in symmetrical order based on sacred geometry, vortex geometry, and principle of Tesla's 3, 6, and 9. And if you know these principles, you can build and rebuild your new universes, your skills, and create new music endlessly. It's literally becoming really easy to play live with computers and create new pieces endlessly. So life goes on. DJ mixer is dead. Hail new DJ mixer. Sun Drum Torus. Let me show you real quick what's inside. This is my special pedals, symmetrical. This is tunable system of 10 hi-hats. Now you go inside, everything laid out in symmetrical order because that's how humans build. We have center of our body with head and spine, and we have right side and left side. And this is covered with black sheets, so it will be much quieter when I play inside of my apartment. But for now, I will show you what it have. It have little dampeners, which sounds very nice. And I play very soft with specific grip. I call it matched traditional grip. And special different sticks design, brushes and soft sticks and sticks with balls. So it's pretty much noiseless. Even I live on 3rd floor, nobody ever complained to me. So it's a mastery, of course. I spent years to learn how to do that. And right now I'm in between studios. So I decided, okay, what the heck, let's work inside of my studio, but work very softly, smartly, and musically. At least I will have time to practice and design and develop what I need to develop. And it did work. It's working now. These pedals, they don't hit the drum, they hit special leather pillow. Inside of this pillow is a foam, so it has a very nice soft sound. And I trigger it with microphones. And on main snare drum, I have amazing drum head. It's called Silent Head, something like that. Remo. Silent Stroke by Remo Bailey. Incredible human being who made not one, not two, but 3 main inventions. First, he invented mailer, and not only invented, but he put to work, which is much more difficult than invent. Mailer drum head in the end of 40s, I believe, which made complete revolution in music. Drummers could be played louder and longer drums, and this drum head would last longer. So it was price point, and it was really revolution. So right now I have unique opportunity to create pretty much new type of entertainment, music, and also at the same time it is actually workout machine for me because it's physical, it's 4-way coordination, and if you do it correctly, you have huge benefits on establishing really good blood flow and establish your better posture. You can spend endless hours playing this without any harm. And lots of drummers know we run in some injury problems very often. Some people even die from these injuries. So let me show what I've been doing today, because all this system have certain instruments already in place for a long time, but what makes a difference is their position. How high they are, how angled they are. It gives some kind of different action if I change something a little bit and improve my actions. So even slight angle change helped me to breathe better and perform better and even feel better. So music I'm playing feels better, period. And that's why I call it 5D system. 5D, it means we have space, space, it's X, Y, Z, and it's symmetrical. And we have time, it's dimension number 4. And we have also feel. It makes huge difference if you feel good behind the drum set or you don't feel so good, or you feel awful but you're still playing. If you're doing that, I recommend you contact me and let's talk about it. Playing while you don't feel good, it can be damaging or maybe even deadly for you personally, because ignoring pain or some kind of tension clusters in your body, discomfort, even mentally, if you feel that, okay, well, everybody likes what I'm playing, but I kind of don't like what I'm doing. I'm just doing it by habit, you know? It sounds awful to me. That's very dangerous because I've been there, and we have to really dial in. Even somebody cheering to us, wow, you're awesome. Yeah, sure. If you play some kind of cool, super fast lick, you learn. But then music is actually a marathon. If you don't feel good during this marathon, you're gonna be dead soon. Maybe not so soon, but damage can be done irreversible. So I highly encourage you to really contact me if you have any kind of health issues with your drums. I can help you. I will share with you my knowledge and we go from there. Okay, so let's go with the flow. What I'm doing today, I removed from this frame, which is really cool pearl frame, where my bridge of consciousness was, and I had my drums super low, well above the waist, all flat for years. So it worked for me. Then I discovered that if I keep my main drum a little bit angled and other a little bit angled, I feel more comfortable, like behind regular drum set. So I decided to shift my 7 hi-hat system on top, which is, that's what it's called. I call it bridge of consciousness. For those people who study Kybalion, they know what it is. Consciousness bridge. Consciousness have properties inside of us and outside of us. So this is bridge of consciousness. It actually connects with hi-hat sounds, all parts of my drum kit. So I can pretty much run around like in a stadium with my hands like a robot playing paradiddles and strokes exactly on time, while my bass drum, legs and feet anchoring and playing 4 in the floor or any kind of hip hop beat, whatever. I usually play very consistently and it feels fantastic. So right now, what I do, I put special stands which I used to have, and I'm able to angle my hi-hat certain way, which I'm gonna do right now. And what's cool about this idea is that everything is movable here. For example, I use special clamps which let me to angle all entire fixed hi-hat so I can reach, like on a drum, on a tom-toms, I can reach body of the drum and rim, and it will be comfortable to reach. Also, I have proposed myself and also drum community with new type of grip. It's called matched traditional grip, which I don't see anyone using to that day, and I'm using it for the past 15 years on and off, and now I'm almost exclusively using matched traditional grip. As you know, we have match grip, mostly people use right now, palms down, both palms down. We have right-handed traditional grip with palm down with right hand, or French grip. So palm is kind of this way, but you still hold stick this way with thumb on top. And left hand, your stick is sideways, like this, kind of like open and closed. And also there is a third grip. It is left-handed traditional grip, which is you just reverse. You have left hand palm down and right hand this way. So because we made from 4 elements, as you know, and universe too, there is always should be 4. We have 4 in the floor. We have 4 corners in every room usually. So all existence, pyramid have square in the bottom, and on top it has, for some reason they didn't put triangular pyramid, they put square in the bottom in Egypt, right? And on top we have peak. So basically, I'm proposing to establish in 21st century, finally, matched traditional grip. Why? Because if you go in the gym and exercise your biceps, the only one way you can evenly exercise your biceps, it's a palms up position. If you turn hands down, you're gonna be exercising your triceps, bar none. It's just way human body build. And if you disregard for a long time needs of human body, then human body said, I'm not interested to do that. Screw you, I'm not doing it. And that's what happened with many people who start playing drums, then they hit first ceiling and they quit. I'm not one of them for sure. 40 years I went through crisis to another discovery, from that discovery to another crisis, so back and forth all the time. But now I feel like I'm really on top of what I want to do, and I'm doing it like Herbie Hancock, one of my favorite tunes to play. So I'm gonna wrap up this short feed so I can get going, because I'm gonna go live, and if you go online and check my live feeds, you will see what I'm talking about. And please, if you like what you see, put the like. It helps me with spreading the word about what I'm doing, because I do believe that somebody else will like it and use what I'm doing. So there you go. Sun Drum Torus, first ever DJ mixer, music instrument, drum set, and exercise machine for human body, mind, and spirit. Amen. Alright. Take care, my friends. Please comment, share this video with your buddies and girlfriends and etc. I would love you to have you on the channel.